Hey guys, welcome to Unbiased Rugby. I just want to say thank you very much everyone for the great feedback that I received. So I'm actually, by saying that, I'm actually now recording this on my phone because it's got a much better camera. I know I've got my birthday coming up fairly soon, and I was going to buy caps and stuff like that, but I think I'm going to buy probably a microphone set to try and make the sound recording a little bit better. Excellent feedback. A lot of the feedback was about putting graphics in, which I'm going to try for this video, but generally basically stay the same, but maybe just make the videos just maybe a little bit more cleaner and easier to listen to and that kind of thing. But today what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the Rugby Championship preview. Okay, so I want to preview the two games that are on the weekend. We've got obviously, as of recording this video, I try to wait till as long as possible, but Argentina haven't released their team sheet, but I do have the New Zealand, South Africa and the Wallabies team sheet. So I'm just going to talk a few talking points about the game. I'm going to mainly talk about the South Africa game because obviously I have a vested interest in it, but I will touch on the New Zealand game. I may look to the right hand, left, or whatever side for you guys, because I actually have the team sheet there in front of me. Okay, so for the New Zealand side, I've put my prediction for this game. I've put on my Super Brew. I've set it to 12. I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people think, because Los Pumas are playing at home. It's a very long trip to get to Argentina. And the Argentinians really do step up when they're playing at home, and they're a much harder team to beat at home. I still don't think the All Blacks are going to find it too difficult. I still think they'll win fairly comfortably, but I still think it's going to be only a points of 12. But if I look at, because I know Kieran Reid's not playing, he's obviously they're managing their players. So a lot of the Centurion players aren't, like Owen Franks is not playing. I don't know if he's injured. I know Brody Retallick's still injured, so he's not going through. So there are quite a few changes that I can see from the team sheet. The one player that I'm looking forward to seeing the most is Shannon Frizzell at 6. He had an exceptional game the last time I saw him, and I just think he's gonna really step up today on Saturday for this game. The other one is Ben Smith at 15. I always have preferred Ben Smith at 15. I think he is by far the best fullback, not only in this competition, but I'd say currently playing. But it's also nice to see Waisake Nahola back starting. I still think it's a very strong team. The one concern I have is Sonny Bill Williams at 12. I think he's an exceptional player, but he hasn't played a lot of game time, and I'm a bit concerned coming in at an international, but maybe this is the right game to bring him in at. Sorry if I butcher these names, it's not my intention to, but I'm going to try this one. The one, player 18, Angus Taovora. I think that's it. I saw an interview with him on a breakdown, and then I saw his game plan after that, and he's an exceptional player. So it's really nice to see getting his debut coming, his first game. It'd be nice to see if Richie Mo'unga could actually come on a lot earlier, than, especially with Mackenzie. My sympathies go out to Damien Mackenzie and his family. It's just not nice having a family bereavement, and I wish his family all the success, all not success, but that they're strong in this time of need. TJ Perinara starting. It's actually nice to see him starting for a change. So it's a fairly different kind of side. I was expecting Jack Hudu to start, but it looks like Ryan Crotty is playing at 13. But yeah, let's be honest, that's still an exceptional All Black side. We've got obviously no Brody Retallick, no Kieran Reid. Those are the two big and Owen Franks and I can't remember the other prop's name. Owen Franks, it'll come to me. From the Argentinian side, there's a few players that I've liked on the Argentinian side. I'd say Nicolas Sanchez is probably, I'd say, the on-form fly-off for this competition. He's got his game management is just exceptional. He's not like a Bowden Barrett, and he's like a traditional 10, and I just think his game management, his kicking, everything's on song. I think he's really coming to his own in this competition, and whatever Ledesma's doing it with the coaching, he's really giving him that kind of confidence. That also means, he's probably getting good ball. But the other three players that are really like for Argentina, well, there's actually 5 players that are like after Sanchez, but it's the back 3 are just Mateus Moroni, Batista Del Gui, Emiliano Buffelli. I think they are exceptional back 3. I think as a unit they are really that good. The other one I like is Montoya, Pablo Matera and Creevy. Creevy's he's always rock solid. I don't know how long he's still going to be captain. I'm sure he'll be captain still after the Rugby World Cup, but yeah, let's hope that Lavanini has a good game. Look, I think it's going to be a tough game. The All Blacks have experimented quite a bit, but that's clever. I think it's the way to go forward to split your squads up, especially with the amount of travelling that we do. I think we're learning from Super Rugby a lot better. I don't want this video to go on for too much longer, so now I'm going to move across to the South African game. So I'm just going to change my slide here. So obviously we've got both team sheets out. I was actually looking at the average caps. So the Springboks 24.6 and the Wallabies 46. They've got a lot more experience in the Wallabies. I've stopped doing average caps for the starting 15. I do it for the 23 because the modern game has changed and it's all about the match day 23. I think this is a battle that has to be won up front. I have the type 5 for South Africa are exceptional. The one that I'm looking forward to see Tendai Mataurera going up against Tanile Tupou. I think that's going to be an epic battle. Now I've got a feeling the Beast is probably have 2 scrum penalties before he figures out how to combat the Tongan Thor, because the weight difference is a lot different. But from the last time I saw him, I just didn't see that the fitness was the same. And I know Tendai is seriously fit, so it's going to be interesting. It's nice to see Frans Malherbe playing again. I've really started to like him over this competition from the first game where I thought, cheapers, this guy's so unfit, to the last game where it was just he was really all over there, and he really can cement that position for him. The one thing that disappointed me about the South African selection was no Vincent Koch. I can't see why. I don't know why they would call it, maybe to be in the camps and maybe play the last game. Of all the tight forwards that I've seen from South Africa, I think he's probably one of the best. I've been watching him play for Saracens for quite a while, and he's got it's an economy of movement. So he just does enough at ruck time, at tackling time, and you'll see he's always up, always pointing, always left and right, marshalling where everyone needs to be. And it's real. He's not sprinting and running around to get back into position. He's always thinking about the next position to be in, and I think we need that at tight head, and it'd be so nice to actually have this economy of movement. Where you don't have to do so much physical work, but still be in all the right places at the right time. And I think Saracens have really taught him a hell of a lot about that. So it's disappointing that I'm not going to see him, but I think. With the bench that's coming off for South Africa with Bongi, Stephen and Wilco, I think it's going to be a tough day at the office for the Wallabies in the type 5. I do think that the South African type 5 are a little bit stronger, a little bit hungrier. The one thing that would have been nice to see would be maybe have Archie Snyman start as opposed to Eben Etzebeth. Not that I'm saying Eben Etzebeth's. I just think Archie Snyman is a real skillful lock, And it'd just be nice to actually see him starting, and maybe even coming off the bench, maybe rotating that position. But if we go through the squad, it's not too bad. Ches and Colby having a start. Duante, I still think, like I said, when the start of this rugby competition, I said he was going to be the player to watch, and I still think he's exceptional. That's the stepping and the speed, and the defence will eventually start coming. He'll eventually start getting that kind of confidence to be able to defend those channels, and it'll just click. And I'm thinking at probably about the 14th, 15th test, which will be just in time for the Rugby World Cup. He'll be Brian Abana kind of level. I honestly believe that. Marco van Staden, I hope he gets a start. And the other one is Ambrose Papier. I just hope that Rossi finally, because we've had Faf playing literally 75, 80-minute games, and I don't know, it looks like Ambrose Papier's got 3 test starts, but he's probably got about 10 minutes of game time, which is, I don't know what we're going to do if Faf gets injured. We're trying a new centre pairing competition. We've got Andries Esthuizen. I like Andries Esthuizen, real physical kind of player, and Jesse Creel. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of top 14, and I see Jan Serpentine's not injured anymore. I know it's much harder to get the French players to come through to South Africa, but I'm sure Rassi, if he speaks to them and does some kind of deal, you can get a player like Jan Serpentine to come back. On the Wallaby side, I've already spoken about their front row. Obviously, they've got pretty much their standouts with David Pocock, who I honestly believe is probably the best back rower in playing in World Rugby. He is exceptional player. Michael Hooper, yeah, I don't know. He's okay. He really needs to step up, because he's got that intensity, but it just, I don't know, he just seems to make some silly things at the wrong time. Israel Folau playing at wing, I think he had a great game last week, except for that last movement maybe was a little bit suspect. But like I said in another show, even though you had that last mistake, they wouldn't have had their first 2 tries without Israel. Looking through, their bench has got a lot of experience on the Australian side. But I've set my prediction for the Springboks to win by 10. I still think it's going to be a serious physical battle, but I think it's going to be won after the 60th minute. I hope, like when I did some predictions for the New Zealand game, and I was saying, for it to be a real successful day for the Springboks, is that the first 10 minutes we bleed no points, exactly the same, that we score before half time, and that we play for the full 80 minutes. And in all fairness, if we brought that same intensity that we played against Australia, I see us winning very, very comfortably. If we do what we normally do, and we just pitch up on the day, and I'm not saying that, it's been very, very frustrating being a Springbok supporter, because one week it's exceptional rugby skills, and then the following week it's just, I don't know, it's almost like a feeling like, I watch New Zealand play, and they play at the same intensity against everyone, and it would just be nice to see a South African side do exactly the same. So yeah, I think it's going to be a tight weekend of international rugby. I just want to say once again, thanks again, guys, for your feedback from our previous video. I'm really going to put that into account. So I'm going to try to tidy up the back end over here to try to make it a little bit tidy over here. Try recording on my phone to see if that improves the situation. Maybe bring in a few graphics. But it won't be for all the videos. It'll probably just be for maybe one video a week, and then the rest of the ones will be a little bit shorter. I'm hoping to get Gordon to come through on the review, because we'll watch the games on Saturday, and Gordon and I will discuss the 2 games. Listen, guys, let's hope there's no red cards or yellow cards. There's only been two yellow cards this whole tournament, which is exceptional. Let's hope there's no red cards, yellow cards. Good reffing calls, and that the refs feel comfortable, and the players feel comfortable with the ref, and that it's good, clean, honest rugby for the weekend. But listen, guys, I hope you have a great weekend, and Yes, guys. Chat soon. Cheers. Bye.